Hey, Shalom Akim. This is Brother Yarala from GMS Dallas, Man of Jacob. Just here with a quick lesson for your brothers. First off, giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the elect, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, preaching and living the word in sincerity and truth. Today, just wanted to come with a quick lesson, just a few scriptures, just pretty much touching on how the Most High is just bringing down this damn kingdom, man. Bringing down the pride of the so-called white men in heathen nations and two-thirds of our people, and more specifically, the so-called white man in America. So we're just going to kind of touch on that without further ado. It's going to get to the first scripture, which is Baruch chapter 4, starting at verse 31. Miserable are they that afflicted thee, and rejoice at thy fall. And that's what's happening right now. Okay, all these Joe six-pack Americans, everyone that's walking around in America right now, they're all miserable right now, and they're afflicted. They catching hell, especially in 2016. This has been the most crucial year, because these crackers are losing. You can see that every day if you're looking at videos, looking at articles, and just overall just paying attention. Okay, they're miserable and afflicted all day. They're miserable all day that afflicted thee, and rejoice at thy fall. So they're miserable. Why? Because they afflicted who? The nation of Israel. Okay, they rejoiced at our fall. Okay, they're happy to see Jake on the bomb, because really these crackers, they don't like us, man. And they're in the right spirit, because they're the damn devil, man. They're against righteousness. Okay, and so we're not supposed to get along with the so-called white man. So they rejoice at our fall, and they're afflicted for that right now. Okay, they were happy to see Jake on the bottom. They're happy right now seeing Jake on the bottom looking stupid, Cowantown being coons and being looked at as crap, so they can feel better about themselves, so they can feel superior to Jake. So they're happy and rejoicing at that, because they're really supposed to be on the bottom. They're base men. Okay, so they're really happy as far as seeing the nation of Israel on the bottom right now. Okay, because it's all spiritual. Verse 32, miserable are the cities which thy children serve, which all these cities that the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans built up. Okay, we served our captivity here. We're still serving in captivity right now. It's not just hardcore slavery, we're getting our backs beat, but it's still a mental slavery. Okay, we're still considered 3/5 of a man here in America. Okay, miserable is she that received thy sons. And who is that she? It's talking about America, mystery Babylon, according to Revelation, the 17th chapter. Okay, that whore that rides upon that beast. Okay, so America received us with open arms, whoop our ass and put us in slavery. So this place, the Most High is bringing this place down. That's why he's taking all the joy out of this place. He's sucking out the spirit, and people are just overall unhappy here because of all the bullshit that's going on. Okay, and mainly because they're going against the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, and they're tormenting his elect right now. Okay, verse 33, for as she rejoiced at thy ruin and was glad at thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation. And that's what you see right now, and that's what we always going out preaching hours of hours and letting these people know what the deal is according to the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Okay, they're glad at our fall, but now it's their turn. Our captivity is coming to an end. And this time, and Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is raising up his elect men to go out and preach the word and to wake up the elect and to proclaim righteousness and push forth that spirit back into the earth. Because it's time for this place to go down, man, and it needs to go down. Okay, this is nothing but an inconvenience here. It's whack. It's terrible. There's no righteousness here. Everybody's stupid, dumb, on drugs, high, crazy as hell. It's just overall chaos here in America. And so she's going to be grieved for her own desolation. And these so-called white people know it. They know something's wrong. Okay, that's why they're fighting so hard with trying to get Trump off in there now, because he makes their ass feel like it's going to go back to 1776. They really want to get that old America back, man, but it's not going to happen. Okay, it's verse 34. For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning. And that's what's happening right now. These white people are proud, man. They know they ain't shit. They know that we're better than them, but that pride demon just won't allow them to admit it. And so now they're all in mourning. You see, the average Joe six-pack Americans, they're being attacked right now. Really, they're becoming the new niggas. Okay, the white supremacy and white privilege is really being attacked right now. Okay, no one's not really giving a damn about the average so-called white person anymore. Nobody's really bowing down to them anymore, or reverencing like it was back in the day. Jake don't care no more. These other nations don't care anymore. And so now these so-called white people are being affected. These everyday Americans, their privilege is being affected right now, and they can't handle it. Okay, they can't take. That's why when they get brought down, when they lose a house or when they lose something that's really near and dear to them, they commit suicide because they can't handle it because they're not built to take no fall like that. The nation of Israel, we keep that thing rocking and rolling. Why? Because when we own, we own, but when we down, we down. We know how to do that because we've been on both ends of the spectrum. Okay, Jake been down most of their life anyway, especially here in America. But in overall history, we've only had 40 years of peace through King Solomon, and then when we had our kingdom with King David, he was warring. He was putting down all his enemies throughout his rulership, but we really only had 40 years of peace. The rest of it, we was just roaming around trying to get to the promised land, warring with other nations, or in captivity. Okay, so Jake is used to being down. When Jake on, Jake take a fall, they like shit, whatever. I just get back on again. But Jake don't go and commit suicide. Why? Because we're Yasha'Allah. We're princes of the power. Okay, so we're built for this thing. Esau is weak as hell, man. They have all the recessive genes, and they just don't have the spirit to fight like that. That's why they jump off buildings. They kill their whole family and they kill themselves. Why? Because they're not built for that, man. Okay, so that's what the Most High is doing. He's taking away all the rejoicing of America. He's sucking the spirit out of this place because it's time for this place to go down. Okay, and it's well deserved, man, because this place has done nothing but push forth wickedness. Okay, they're rejoicing and they just put Jacob as monkeys on TV, as niggas, wild ass boars, man. But the so-called white man did that. He got Jake like that because he's in rulership. He's putting Jacob as that, man. And Jake is following after that shit. So the so-called white man has to go down and he's gonna pay for that. All right, so we're gonna go get the next scripture. Okay, which is in Lamentations. Man, because it's really, you damn devils, man. Y'all got some nerve, but it's okay. How about Shemi? I got something for y'all ass, man. And it's beautiful. It's happening right before the elect's eyes, man. That's why brother just keeps fighting, stay strong, because the Most High is doing what he promised, what he promised to do via the scriptures and the prophecies, man. So he's doing this thing. Okay, this is Lamentations chapter 1. We're gonna go to verse 21. They have heard that I sigh. There is none to comfort me. And that's what we're doing right now. We're sighing and crying for all the abominations that be done in the midst of the men that are trying, man. The men that the Lord called, okay? There is none to comfort because we have some sort of comfort. The Lord left us a comforter via the scriptures, which is Yahweh, which he comes in the volume of the book. So we have the comfort via the scriptures. But this ain't our rest, man. We wake up every day, got to go to work, got to slave, got to coon, and not really coon, but got to just play that role, man, just to get by. You can't really say what you want to say. You can't call the cracker the devil. Okay, you can't curse a black woman out when she needs to be cursed out. You can't curse Jake out. Okay, you gotta play that role, man. Just go along the side just to get your daily bread and move on, man. But it's hell here. We're vexed with the filthy conversation every day. So there's not a lot of comfort in that aspect, but we do have comfort via the scriptures because we know that this ain't gonna last long. Okay, all mine enemies have heard of my trouble. They are glad that thou hast done it. And they're happy that, and that's why they call it manifest destiny. They were rejoicing when Yahweh let these damn devils come over here and just treat the so-called Native Americans like shit and stab them in the back, and they didn't get paid back for it. So they're thinking that the Most High is with them right now. And they're glad at that, like I said, because they're on the top. Because if we was in our right power, their ass would be on the bottom, man. So spiritually, they're rejoicing right now because they got their rulership. They're doing things how they want to do it right now because we on the bottom. Thou will bring the day that thou hast called, and they shall be like unto me. And what is that day? The day of great day of judgment, the day of the Lord, man. When when the Most High takes some chains off of you, and reins off of Yahweh and lets him come back and deliver the elect, he gonna let the Lord get it in, man. And they're gonna be like unto us. See, everything's gonna flip flop. Okay, because what the Revelation tell you, he that leadeth to captivity shall go into captivity. So they're gonna be like unto us. All them curses gonna come on their ass, man. Why? Because they call themselves Christians and try to call themselves believing in the Bible. So they're subject to all these curses now, and they're gonna be like unto us. They're gonna be on the bottom, but we gonna do their ass double what they did to us. Okay, they're gonna be like us. They gonna be the new niggas, which they turn into new niggas, because nobody's afraid of the so-called white man anymore. Okay, you see men raising up. Even 2/3 are starting not to give a damn about the so-called white man. Why? Because it's time for him to be back on the bottom where he's supposed to be and get that great judgment that was promised. Okay, verse 22. Let all their wickedness come before thee, and that's what's happening right now. Everything is being brought out. The Most High is remembering everything that Esau did. He's letting them build up that tab, and we're also bringing it out. and speaking the words of Yahweh Shem Yahshua and bringing all the wickedness to a forefront. Also, their own people, their tongue falling upon themselves. So they got whistleblowers through the CDC, through the Illuminati, all these different factions. They're bringing out all these things that the so-called white man has done. Because it's time for him to be revealed. And do unto them as thou hast done unto me for all my transgressions. For my sighs are many, and my heart is faint. And sometimes we do get faint in this society, man, because it's trying, man. It's a trying a world that we live in because of all this damn wickedness that we have to suffer every day. Okay, this is complete bullshit. Your kid, you don't own your kids. Your woman is ultimately not with you. She'll flip flop at the drop of a hat. Okay, all you have is a brotherhood and in the scriptures, man. Via Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Everything else is against you in this life. Every turn you make in America, it could be your demise. It's something wicked, man. This place is Sodom, Gomorrah, Rome, Greece with they gay asses. 7.0, man. It's complete and utter wickedness going on in the society, man. And so sometimes we get faint here. The scriptures say he shall war out the saints, man. Sometimes Jake get wore out, man. But the elect are going to maintain and endure to the end. And those are going to be the ones that's going to be saved out of this thing, man. Okay, so we're just going to get this last scripture real quick. It's Psalms chapter 2, starting at verse 1. Why do the heathen rage, and why do the people imagine a vain thing? Okay, and so that's what they're doing right now. They're raging. Why? Because they're miserable. The Most High is bringing this place down. Okay, and they're raging right now. And so that's why they got Trump up in there, because they're looking to him because he represents that great good old American white man, and that's why they're running to him, because they're thinking he's going to restore this place back to that good old America where niggas was dumb and obedient. But it ain't. It's not going to happen like that, man. And that's a vain thing that they're imagining. They're thinking that this shit is going to continue and go on forever, like Psalms 49:11 tells you. That's an empty and vain thought to have, because it's not going to come to fruition. America's not going to continue to go on. They're not going to restore it back to where niggas was back in the 1940s and 50s, and they can hang niggas at the drop of a hat whenever they feel like it, man. That shit ain't going down. That shit is vain as hell, and it's not going to happen. Verse 2, the kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed. And that's those elites. Okay, they're trying to complete that new world order, man, and they're getting closer. But like Job chapter 20 tells you, the Most High is going to pretty much do that out their hand, man. When it's the full, I don't want to misquote it. I'm gonna go ahead and grab it real quick, and then we'll go back to Psalms. Okay, this is Job chapter 20. Okay, start at verse 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. So when he think he's about to complete that new world order, man, get everything popping, he's gonna be in straits. And what's that? STRAITS. So that means difficult. He's gonna be in a difficult position at that time, man. When he thinks he's got it, because the Most High ultimately got him in a trick bag, because he's allowed him to do this thing to set him up for a great fall, the greatest fall ever. Every hand of the wicked shall be upon him. So that's every nation is gonna put their foot in the so-called white man's ass, man. When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. So while he's benefiting everything, that's when he's gonna rain those nuclear missiles on us. He's gonna start World War III, and he's gonna go from sugar to shit, like the brother Yatazak say. The so-called Most High is gonna bring this white man down, man. And it's going to be a beautiful sight. And Lord willing, I myself gets to continue in the fight and to see that, man. Because that's a beautiful thing to see, for a man to see the downfall of his enemies. Okay? He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow still shall strike him through. So he's not going to get away. There's no way he's going to get away from this judgment that the Most High has prescribed for him via the scriptures and the prophecies. Okay? So that's it on there. We're going to go back to Psalms chapter 2. Okay, Psalms chapter 2, verse 2. The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed. And who is his anointed? The elect man that's been chosen from the foundation of the earth, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. So they're trying to do away with Jake, man. Okay? He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision. And that's what happened right now. We got him in derision. Yeah, pretty much having a bad position, man. He got him going crazy right now. Okay, and the Most High has him like that. And that's why this first scripture I brought up says, "Miserable are they that afflicted thee." Okay, he's bringing this place down, and these devils can't take it, man. Okay, they can't take it. They trying to play that role like they love Jake, and that slavery was bad, and they want everybody to be equal, but they really don't want to be equal. Their way of thinking equal is that you on the bottom and that you being obedient, being a good nigga. You tap dancing for them, and you make them laugh. You entertain them when they feel like it. That's their thoughts of equality, man. Okay. But the Yahweh is laughing at these guys, man, in the heavens. And the elect is laughing because we know the end game. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath and vex them in his sore displeasure. Alluding back to the first scripture I brought out, that they're made miserable right now. This place is being taken out in every facet of society. Their dollars devaluing, like I said, their economic system. No one across the world is really listening to Esau anymore, America, because they know they're the devil, man. Okay, their infrastructure, as far as physically, this place is terrible. This place gets nothing but D's and C's now, as far as their bridges and in every aspect. Okay, verse 6: Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. I will declare the decree. The Lord has said unto me, Thou art my son. This day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. And that's what we're looking for. Because he gave, who was that? My son? That's Yahweh, man. He's the only begotten. And the Most High is giving him everything. He's giving him everything for the foundation of the earth. Why? Because he used him to create everything. Okay? He was the only thing that the Most High Yahweh created. And he used Yahweh to create the angels. Okay? Who also in turn helped him create everything. The elements, the heavens, the earth, everything, man. And so, and he's gonna give him everything. Because why? Because that was his role, and that was his lot to do. Okay? Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance. And we're going to be joint heirs with Yahweh for that, man. Okay? Because we were afflicted in this captivity. The Most High is going to give these devils unto us, man. And we're going to get to repay them back. And the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. We're going to control everything, man. And these other nations, they're going to get their ass whooped too. They're going to go in their respective lands, but they're going to pay tribute, and they're going to pay tribute to the nation of Israel, Yasha Allah. Okay. Verse 9, thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. We're going to bust their ass over the head, man, for thinking that, for all that pride that we did, man. We're going to rule them with an absolute iron fist in righteousness. Be wise now, therefore, O ye kings. Be instructed, O ye judges of the earth. So to get that, we got to be wise, man, in these scriptures and just continue to fight. We got to be instructed in the ways of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. And be judges of the earth, man, which showing that we can judge, and we are going to judge. Okay, verse 11: Serve the Lord with fear, and rejoice with trembling. Okay, meaning fear, serve the Lord, man, fear him, man, knowing that he could take us out at any time, and we gotta rejoice with trembling, because he's Most High has a terrible power. That's why the heathens called him Alashadja, terrible demon-like power. Okay, because the Most High can jack you up. Okay. And so that's something we got to just continue to fight for and just remember, okay? Because this thing is almost over with, okay? They look like they're about to put Lex Luthor in there, and it's really gonna go down. These devils gonna think they hot shit, But like I said, when influence tastes sufficient, when they think they got it, Most High gonna really bring this devil down, man. So with that, brothers, just something to just keep us striving, to keep us pushing. That we remember what we're looking for. We're looking for rulership, and most of all, righteousness to get delivered out of this wicked kingdom, man. And for a righteous kingdom to be established on earth. So with that, I just want to give all praises to Yahweh, B'Shem Yahushua, double honor to the apostles and elders of the great millstone. Peace and blessing to your elect. Shalom.